mani intrecciate come alla confessione. Ringrazierò la sorte per gentile concessione. È importante ciò che lasci, non la conclusione.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Denver Nuggets as they go up against the Los Angeles Clippers at Staples Center. For Los Angeles, they got their season rolling with a nice win in their first game. Now we'll find out if they can build on it and open with back-to-back victories. With the new year getting ramped up, teams just getting into the swing of things. Kenny, some major storylines already brewing. What are you seeing?
Well, you know, the rosters aren't coming together yet, and it's still early. It's still tough to figure it out. But then there's a lot of teams that's just off the radar right now, but they've been impressive. So I think that it's too early to tell. You know, too early to tell to give those ELNs.
Are you going to give me an answer?
I can't give you these ELNs, these Ernie-like numbers yet. It's too early.
Well, I see emerging young guns. You know, I see a couple veterans now hitting the wall, physically getting up there in age. But I got to agree with Kenny, Ernie. It's too early to tell.
Jeez, I'm sorry I asked. Time to tip it off. Here's Kevin Harlan.
That's too early.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking at that last game for the Los Angeles Clippers, it was a win against the Suns in Phoenix.
And sometimes in that hostile environment, it is hard to stay true to who you are. But give them credit, they did, especially on offense.
Well, they came in with a strong game plan, made adjustments when they needed to, and kept the crowd out of their heads.
Now let's get a pregame report from Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who spoke moments ago with Doc Rivers. David.
Well, guys, when I asked him what impressed him the most about today's opponent, he immediately referred to the explosiveness on their offense. He said they have so many different ways to hurt you that it's impossible to take away everything. It's just about damage control. And he acknowledged they've got a big job to do defensively. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And in the early part of the season, Steve, talk about establishing chemistry as a team.
Well, a lot of times there's new players, new faces, so you want to get a chance to play with those guys in an NBA game. Practice, preseason, it's just not the same. But having that chemistry and early getting that chemistry going, you are chomping at the bit to get the season started. And usually game one is when it starts.
You may have the same roster, but it's always a different team, correct in that assessment?
Yep, kind of like the first day of school.
Here we go.
It'll be Los Angeles off the tip. Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Down low, it's Millsap and Jokic. Murray out there with Victor Oladipo, and it's George in at the 3 spot. Morris with the bucket.
You can see there the defender allows himself to get picked.
You know, it's all about effort. Sometimes you're going to get hit on hard screens. You just have to fight through them.
Now, here's Jokic. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And so many defenses nowadays really not designed to take away that mid-range jumper.
If you go by pure analytics, there is an argument to be made for that. This time, doesn't work out.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Jokic with this screen on Harrington. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Pass to Dennis. Harrington the screen. Right wing. Rivers against Oladipo. Rivers passes to Dennis. He kicks it to Morris. Shot clock at 4. He takes it up and lays it in.
Yeah, 3 for 4 now. I like the pace for them on offense.
Millsap a screen on Harrington. Murray kicks to Millsap. It's hauled in by the Clippers. This the first chance to take a look at the Nuggets this season.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year they came out on the losing end.
Now here is George. 11 points for him in that last game against New Orleans. Inside, Millsap kicks to Jokic. Really left alone that time. Jokic has got 6.
Millsap is a gifted passer, creating for his teammates.
You know, one thing you know with this Clippers franchise is they are not going to let money be a hurdle when it comes to their goal of winning a title. Ownership, Steve, has shown they're willing to put out money to get the best players on the floor.
Well, it all starts back to when this team was sold for $2 billion. Ownership is not afraid to open up their checkbook to acquire talent. Next for them is just getting to the next level and winning a championship.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Gallinari outside, pass to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
Gallinari, very unselfish, draws a lot of defensive attention, which often leads to open teammates.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. They now take the lead.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
The Clippers have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. It's tipped, Morris. And it's sent back by Millsap.
And Millsap, for his size, a pretty good rim protector.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Harrington for 3. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
This is what these perimeter plays are designed to produce. Quality looks for spot-on shooters.
Oladipo outside. And it's Oladipo with the jam.
Just so fast. I mean, it's like trying to stop a train when he's coming in for the slam.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Back to Harrington. Fires the 3. And it's Jokic with the rebound.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Oladipo, and finished off by Oladipo.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely a resounding dunk. The Clippers trail, and the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. And offensively, the great teams pass up a good shot for a great shot, and San Antonio seems to be a nice example of that, if not this year, certainly in the past. Where do you draw the line, though, Steve, between great passing and then overpassing?
Well, I think then you start to look at teams that are saying these guys are not equipped mentally or physically or skill-wise to take that open shot. If you have an open shot, you got to be a little selfish. And obviously, if it's a better shot, you move it on. But at times, you got to take that good shot and believe that you can make it or just make the right play. A lot of teams are not making the right play. They're overpassing.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. The Nuggets getting the bucket. Johnson sends the screen for Batum. And that one is good. Batum's got his first points of the night.
Doesn't get exactly the screen he wants, but turns out he doesn't need it.
There's the dish to Len. For 3, Beasley. Another 3 for Denver.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Batum dishes to Turner. Johnson with a screen on Brogdon. 13 feet away. Rebound by the Nuggets. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus, but they held each other accountable and played hard.
Now, here is George. After the miss from Evan Turner. And Doc Rivers, Steve, a coach who has one of the rare distinctions of being traded from one team to another. This, of course, happened when the Celtics traded him to the Los Angeles Clippers.
I mean, Kevin, this was so odd. Doc Rivers was worth a first-round draft pick in the 2015 draft for the Clippers. Rivers asked to be moved as he didn't want to go through the rebuilding process what the Celtics had in front of them.
And he makes the first. And George drops them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Johnson kicks to Turner. Johnson with a screen on Brogdon. Back to Johnson. Stolen by Len. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Now, here's George. He's got 5. Beasley for 3. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And so it's Denver heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And Austin Rivers, Father Doc, is the head coach, of course, of the Clippers. And he talked about what it's like to play for his dad.
And I think it's because we've always had that type of relationship where he's always kind of just been a father/coach. So now he's a coach at work and off the floor, he's a father.
Always an entertaining dynamic when you have a father coaching a son. We've seen it in college basketball a few times in the past, most recently at UCLA. But this is a first in the NBA.
It looks like it doesn't make any difference in the case of Doc and Austin Rivers. He's just one of the Clippers, and Doc doesn't treat him any different.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And the Nuggets, guys, what jumps out to you numbers-wise?
So far, they've been active, scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
The play calling has been perfect, backed up by beautiful execution. They've certainly captured the moment in that first quarter.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at the Nuggets, we've got Brogdon. Collins is out there with Alex Len, and it's Washington in at the 3.
Yeah, you see the killer instinct. He's going for the death blow.
True story. They've got a monster lead that's taking a life of its own.
Now here's Turner. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. It's good.
A nice move, attacking in the paint with confidence.
The Nuggets leading by 10. Brogdon kicks to Collins. Back to Brogdon, fires for 3. That shot is off. The Clippers shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That's his first foul. Markieff Morris is checked in for the Clippers. And the Clippers call time here. And Steve, in your playing days, you always struck that balance, I always thought, between calling your own number and creating for teammates. That's a real gift.
It is, and I think the value of playing winning basketball, Kevin, is whatever play dictates making your teammates better or making the winning play. I think a lot of guys right now get caught up in stats. Whatever's the play to help your team win, that's the play that needs to be made.
Yeah, well said. And the Clippers making a switch here. Harrington's checked in. To the paint, the feed to Murray. The Nuggets moving the ball around. To the inside. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. And the Nuggets lead by 12.
And a high percentage look there, and he takes full advantage, bumps up the lead.
Yeah, the lead now is double digits. Some tricky matchups out there, not a lot of solutions.
And Turner kicks to Batum. Johnson with a screen on Beasley. And there's the pass to Morris. Just 5 on the clock. That shot, no good. And Denver the other way now. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. The rebound by Johnson.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And Turner kicks to Harrington. Johnson the screen. Batum with the 3. No good that time.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You can see he's frustrated with that one. Knows it's up to him to make that play.
Murray the pass to Washington. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Harrington. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Harrington's got 5 points so far. The Nuggets leading by 10. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Passes it to Washington. It's stolen by Morris. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Harrington can't get it to go. For Denver, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Here's Murray, looking for his first basket still in this one. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Murray's got the lead up to 12 now for Denver. LA's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Batum with the ball. Kicks it to Harrington. Floats one up. Rebound by Williams.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Washington. And that one is stuffed right through.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
If you aren't going to at least step in front of him, you can't be surprised when he throws it down like that.
And the Clippers call time here.
And you can see his wheels are turning. We'll see what he draws up here.
It's been an ongoing battle of adjustments, trying to identify your strongest matchup each time down the floor.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Gallinari, he's checked in for Johnson. And it's Austin Rivers in for Turner. Now, here's Harrington. 5 points in the game. And the Clippers miss again.
Lacking confidence right now in his offense. He's been shaky all period.
Jokic sets the screen for Murray. And the 3 off target. Clippers trail by 14. Outside, Batum. Here's Morris. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Morris has got 8.
He's done his job tonight scoring the basketball, but they've still been outplayed overall.
Murray dishes to George. Millsap down low. Gallinari covering, and it's good for 2. And the Nuggets lead by 14.
I love Millsap's soft touch. You expect it to go in all the time.
Morris a screen. Harrington inside. He's covered by Murray. Morris with the screen for Batum. It's good from long range. Batum's got his second basket of the night.
I'll tell you, even though he's a question mark from range, you still have to defend him.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Rivers kicks to Harrington. Misses the jumper.
I mean, the mid-range jump shot, a lot of guys have a hard time knocking it down.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets, 13 points up at the end of the period. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Here with Coach Mike Malone. How has ball movement opened up things for you offensively?
Every game we have where we get into a one-on-one game, over-dribbling, not passing, we become very easy to guard. The good thing about tonight is the ball is moving. We're trying to make plays for each other. When we move the ball, we get high percentage shots, which is all we can ask for.
Thanks very much for your time, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. After 2 quarters, it's Denver out in front. They have a 13-point lead. And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
In simple truth, they just got hot. Didn't matter what the defense was doing, Ernie. They were definitely able to rise above it. Even the tough shots. Did you see that one shot? I don't know how they even went down. They can carry this over to the second half. It's going to be hard to beat them, boy. Woo-wee.
And, Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Clippers.
Well, one problem I see is that they're too timid on the boards. When you start to fall behind in the game, you need to become more aggressive on the offensive glass and the defensive glass.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
That's a great look at the glistening Staples Center on a typical bright sunny day here in Southern California. Welcome back to Los Angeles. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Now Murray. Gallinari is out there with Morris, and it's Rivers, and it's Harrington in at the point guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Jokic, no good.
I can tell you right now, the coach loved everything about that shot except the result.
Feeds it to Morris. There's a screen. Here's Dennis. He dishes it to Rivers. Near the three-point line, it's Harrington. Nails the wide-open jump shot. Harrington's got the first points of the second half here for the Clippers. Denver leading by 11. Well, you have to give a lot of credit to Austin Rivers for how he has improved since his rookie season.
And one big reason for Rivers earning his spot is his improved efficiency. Had trouble shooting from the mid-range and out early on and worked on that part of his game, which opened up everything else for his skill.
Taking a workman-like approach inside. That's the shot you want.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Oladipo outside. Down low, outside for Millsap. That one drops for him. And the Nuggets lead by 11.
Paul Millsap is very capable as a spot-up threat.
And the Clippers call time here. And it seems these players are getting more and more athletic, Steve. So much of that is modern conditioning, core strength, off-season workouts, things that probably didn't happen when you were playing, but just because of science have developed now. What did you do that helped you out the most, and maybe some things you wish you had done?
Well, you look at my body, Kevin. Yes, it didn't help me. I was this skinny rail guy. We had a bench press, and we squatted. But guys right now are having more talking about core strength, yoga, Pilates. I mean, they're doing so much that is totally different. I wish I would have been a guy that spent more time on his body versus my game, because it means a lot to be able to have that core strength. But I didn't think beach muscles, you really needed it to play the game of basketball. Guys right now, It's their entire body, and it's also their entire way they recover from the games of basketball, and I think that's what I wish I'd have worked on better.
That word you just said, recover. The recovery process, I think, is even more scientifically advanced now than it was when you played, correct?
Yes. Kevin, example for me, I just iced my knees. Guys now have hyperbaric chambers that they use, and a lot of guys have them in their homes.
Shooting one.
Here's Brogdon. Millsap a screen. Passed across. Millsap against Turner. Shoots over Turner. And too long on the shot.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
The 9-foot shot. The putback.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. And here is Brogdon to the inside. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
That's willpower. Millsap never giving up on the play.
And when you talk about just a natural basketball player, I think you got to envision a guy like Paul Millsap. He just does it all. He's got the skill level and versatility at that power forward position. And in this league today, you have to be able to impact the game the way he does.
Lenz checked in for Denver. Malik Beasley comes in for Oladipo. And that one falls for Millsap. And you look at all the different things that Paul Millsap does for you on the court, Greg. Don't forget about the defensive end of the floor, too.
Yeah, great point. And an all-defense selection, one of the great big men in league history in terms of getting steals. Just unbelievable hands. And you know what? He epitomizes consistency when you look at the course of his career.
The slashing ability of Gallinari. They like to put the ball in his hands and let him go to work.
Len with a screen on Turner. Brogdon the pass across. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. And the Nuggets lead by 13. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. And Turner kicks to Johnson. Excellent D there from Beasley. The Nuggets leading by 13. Here's Cross. Off target with his three. In the corner, it's Ellington. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Ellington's got his first 3 points of the game.
I mean, just a good shooter taking what the defense allows. Finds some space out beyond the arc.
Brogdon with it. Picked up by Turner. Brogdon the pass to Len. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Len. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between three-pointers and two-pointers tonight for the Nuggets.
They are shooting the lights out from beyond on really limited attempts. So you have to think they ought to feed those hot hands on the perimeter and see if they can keep this thing going.
.149 left in the third quarter. Turner dishes to Ellington. Back to Turner. They set the pick. Fires the three. A nice shot by Gallinari. Gallinari's got 5.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here.
Yeah, you need to refocus now. Momentum is running against you.
And from what I'm seeing, is too many unfavorable matchups out there on the floor.
And the Clippers making a change here. Batum's checked in. Collins checked in for the Nuggets. Now, here's Brogdon. He feeds it to Collins. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. for the finish. Hammers it down off the coast-to-coast break.
An underrated athlete, Danilo Gallinari is built to operate out in space.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleash chaos moment. The Nuggets leading by 5. Beasley outside. .59 seconds left in the third. They get it back. The shot by Brogdon, wide open. Knocks down the 3 ball. Brogdon's got his second basket.
I can't understand, in the midst of a game, you leave an elite shooter this wide open.
Johnson with a screen on Millsap. Here's Batum. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
And he knocks down the first one. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. The Nuggets leading by 7.
And a good opportunity here to go 2 for 1.
But you also want a decent shot if you can get it. That takes priority.
Millsap has the open look. Offline with his 3.
I'll tell you, the defense dodging a bullet right there. That's his shot.
And the basket by Harrington.
And the offense starting to click for them this half. They've raised that field goal percentage quite a bit since the break.
It's Beasley on the wing. Up in time and released it in time, but it's off the mark. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. Nuggets ahead. They're up by 5. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. Let's hear what Doc Rivers has going on over in his huddle.
Hey guys, I told you, 1 bucket at a time, all right? 1 bucket at a time and extra passes. Extra passes. Let's go, baby.
Doc Rivers keeping his guys focused on the moment, trying to maximize the results of each possession.
Yeah, and there's no value in getting too far ahead of yourself. Just run the offense the way it was designed and just look for good shots each possession.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. And Denver will start the fourth quarter with. They've got Paul George. Oladipo is out there with Murray. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Collins in at the 4-man position. The 3 from George. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. Jokic has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Now here's Rivers. Here's Harrington. The fadeaway J off the mark.
He got a good look from the mid-range area. He needs to shoot this one with more confidence.
Clippers trail by 5. And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's his first foul. Washington's checked in for Denver. Jokic with the steal. Oladipo against Rivers. For 3, Murray. The Clippers grab the miss. Morris has got 5 rebounds tonight. Dishes it to Harrington. Jokic with the steal. Here's Murray. He kicks to George. Connects from three-point range. George has got a couple of three-pointers now in the fourth for the Nuggets. Los Angeles has gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Morris a screen. Here's Harrington. Sweet little floater.
The beauty of the teardrop. Very difficult to really contest.
And it's the Nuggets with the ball. They've led by as many as 14 points. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Good on the three-point shot. 17 points for George.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
Clippers trail by 9. Morris a screen. They double him with Jokic. And the basket by Harrington.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
For Denver, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Denver making a switch here. Millsap's checked in. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Jokic sets the screen for George. Jokic with his screen on Batum. 6 to shoot. Jokic, no good.
No hesitation. He took it right to the rack. But a quick reaction by the defense.
Here's Harrington. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
And that's the look this offense is designed to produce.
Always frustrating when you do everything right, yet just can't complete the play.
And George kicks to Millsap. Jokic a screen. From deep, George. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Batum kicks to Rivers. Harrington the screen. Rivers with it. Now defended by Oladipo. For 3, Harrington. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, he could have made a better choice. He left him an easy one. Let's see how he plays the next screen.
Now here's Millsap. Murray with it. It's stolen by Morris. Batum wide open. He fires. And it's off from three-point range. The Nuggets leading by 4. Millsap kicks to Jokic. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. Gallinari, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. Clippers have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. And Harrington with the basket on the assist by Rivers. Harrington's got 16 points here in the second half. Denver's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Now, here's Jokic. Not a lot of room. Shot to end this cold run, and the basket good. A bank shot that time. And the Nuggets lead by 4.
Man, did they need those points, and I bet he's the guy that continues to go for it.
He will use his size, his skills, and his shooting ability to go get this win.
For 3 points, Harrington. Paul George grabs the miss. Nuggets shooting it well here in the fourth quarter, 50%. A wide open look here for Oladipo. That ball's nice feed that time from George.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Goes up off the pick, and Harrington throws it down.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. Really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Here's Rivers. It's good. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
I'm so surprised in a game this close. I know it's easy to criticize, but the defense has to be better in the fourth.
Jokic and Denver again with the bucket.
And we see it all the time, guys. You get the big lead, maybe check out mentally, but not tonight.
They have this game in hand, but they're still pouring it on.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're trailing by 7. 43 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. .43 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Shot is good, and the Nugget lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Gallinari.
Only certain guys have the temperament to take this shot. Gallinari, one of them.
And here's Denver. They've led by as many as 14 points. And Morris comes over to help. To the inside. And Jokic slams it in.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
Buries it. And so they foul intentionally.
Shooting 2.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5.
And Murray has it all. A deadly shooter and a remarkable penetrator. Terrific guard play.
And a tough break as his second attempt at the line. No good. Los Angeles calls timeout. They're down by 5. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And this huddle up about 2 things, the quick shot and then the quick foul.
And you're right. And if they do get the bucket, you love to foul someone who isn't automatic from the line. That would take good denial of the ball on the inbounds.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Doc Rivers said to his team. He told them to stick with it. He said, this game is right here, guys. This is our game to take. Precision, purpose, and poise. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
Shooting 2.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
Nice job extending the lead and making this a 2-possession game now.
17 seconds left in the game. Gallinari outside. Knocks down the trifecta.
You know, he's taking control offensively. We know Gallinari can carry the load as a primary scorer.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
Shooting 2.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
Rivers kicks to Morris. Gallinari outside. And so it's Denver who comes out on top here. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Paul, what is the takeaway from a win like this tonight?
We just keep playing consistent. We just keep executing offensively. We know our defense will hold up. We just got to take care of the ball and make plays.
A group effort tonight. Thanks very much, Paul. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.
In my waist, Francis M to the is H phenomenal. Rest under your vest, body abdominal.